3 years later, after the introduction of the first IONIQs, tell us a little bit about how it's going and where the popularity of the vehicle is.
So I would say the biggest thing that's changed is on the electric model. It's got a larger battery pack, so the range is now 170 miles, which is a little bit better for the average everyday consumer. It'll take care of most of your needs. The rest of the lineup sees a really, really nice interior change with a really, really nice big center screen and a new user interface, all the latest bells and whistles in terms of the screen and the touch screen and all those type of things. And then overall, just some really nice exterior and styling enhancements that make it just a little bit more fresher in the lineup.
So you have the plug-in hybrid, you have the hybrid, and you have the all-electric. Is there one that is kind of winning the race here in terms of which choice of power is the way to go for the consumer?
I think nationally the hybrid is going to be the top seller. It certainly has a tremendous amount of range, almost 600 miles, more than 600 miles worth of range, and at a very reasonable price point. In the green states, the electric vehicle will be available in those 13 green states, 170 miles on the electric. And if you wanted something a little bit different, you want 30 miles of range on an electric charge, and then have it be a regular hybrid after that 30 miles is gone, we have the plug-in hybrid as well. And that certainly will cater to a different audience, but the bulk of the sales will be with the regular hybrid model.
So Miles, you announced pricing today on the new models, and tell us the hybrid, which you said is the most popular one. Where does it start? What is the price range?
So it starts at $23,000 with all those new enhancements we talked about, the new styling, the interior upgrades, and then it tops out, the top of the line model is $31,000.
Is this car moving closer to being almost fully autonomous?
I would tell you yes, on the highway in certain situations. So the smart cruise control is adaptive. It's controlling, the radar-based cruise control. You're not having to hit the brake pedal. It's doing it for you. And then the lane keep assist system is state-of-the-art. I mean, it tracks on the highway extremely well, even around curves. So those features are going to really surprise people, and I think the adoption of those is just coming in. People, once you have it in Southern California or traffic jams, you won't ever buy another car without it. Well, I think the biggest thing on the smart cruise control is the safety side of it. It will prevent you from rear-ending somebody on the highway, and that's a huge benefit. And all that automatic emergency braking that's standard and activates on its own, people are just getting introduced to that, and it's one of those features, you never want it to go off, but if it does go off, it's working and brakes the car, and you have a safe experience on the highway, especially when you're distracted for a second. You're not going to rear end that person. And that's why I say you start using it and you start get comfortable with it. You get over the trust factor of that the radar is always on. It's a really nice feature.
So getting back to the powertrains, I guess hybrid is hassle-free. You don't have to plug it in where you do the electric and obviously the plug-in. So is that why the hybrid maybe has popularity, because it's just simpler?
I think so. I think people are falling in love with the plug slowly across the United States. California is certainly new housing projects that are going in California. It's coming with the level 2 charger that you need in most new neighborhoods in Irvine, California, for example. They're putting that stuff in from the very beginning. It's an option for a lot of people. If you have access to charging, your office building might put those chargers in, and the building I work in, they just put 170 chargers in. And you'd be surprised how people will change their habits overnight to adapt to something. I can charge for free at work, and I have enough range to get everywhere I need to go because I'm always charging at work, and I don't have to charge at home on the weekends even because it's free at work. So if the infrastructure is available to you and you're willing to change your lifestyle a little bit, it's a great option.
How popular is hydrogen? Because water is the end product, and it's amazing. I guess the problem there is distribution. Where can you get hydrogen? But if they overcome that, could that be the leading alternative fuel?
I would say yes. Globally, we feel it's a really good solution. In Southern California, the stations are popping up, and I think Nowadays, if you live in Orange County, you can make it work.